Yes, welcome along to episode 18 of Upping The Ante in association with Bet365 with David Jennings and Johnny Dineen, counting down to the 2023 Cheltenham Festival. And Johnny, I'd say you're delighted that countdown is into the final week. We've got to the final week.
Yeah.
Are you surviving? How are you?
We're surviving, but I'm tired now, all right.
I'd say you're tired,
Getting tired, yeah, but I'm able to do a bit of napping during the day and that, and trains and that, you know what I mean? Planes and all that kind of stuff.
Planes and trains,
yeah. Well, unusual, like, sleeping patterns at the same time. Up fierce early, 4 o'clock every morning. No, what time it was over in Dubai, know where it was. I was ringing back to lay horses now after getting beaten and everything.
Johnny, I have never known a man that has done such an international tour of Cheltenham previews. You've been to Cork, you've been to Dublin, you've been to Dubai, you're over in England next week.
Dungannon is another place.
Dungannon up the north.
Dunamore, whatever.
Unbelievable.
I know. Yeah, I don't think I'd be putting my hand up for next year now. I'd have to cut back on 1 or 2.
Well, hopefully you don't cut back and Up in the Ante. How was Dubai? You were over there with the Shark, Charles Burns, Gordon Elliott was over there.
He was there, yeah.
You were mixing in good circles. Anyway,
yeah. Look, the preview was on the Friday night. That was quite good, but the day and Saturday in Maidan was fantastic. Like Maidan, I've never been to a racecourse like Maidan anyway. Never. Like nothing even comes close to it.
Ascot, no.
Oh, not a hope.
Really?
No one couldn't hold its coat. Like to talk about the cleanliness of the place is unbelievable now. You know what I mean? And there wasn't a blade of grass or the place there. Really? It was unreal. You often hear fellas saying you could eat your dinner off the floor. Yeah. You could genuinely eat your dinner off the floor.
And you did eat dinner over there. Was it a fancy meal?
Oh, it was nice, yeah. Like there was you queue up for it, like, but I gave it the full Monty.
What did you have?
What did we have? Medallions of steak anyway at one stage, and then we had some sort of beef again there later on. I ate twice there anyway.
Did you?
Yeah.
Took full advantage. Johnny.
I did, yeah, I did. It was like I didn't drink anything, but like there was fellas guzzling away mad over there.
And tell me, how was the Shark?
The Shark is a great character. He's a funny guy now. I enjoyed him immensely. Like he's a kind of a happy-go-lucky kind of a fella. I like them fellas anyway. Couldn't care less. Like the fellas. Like, most of my buddies, like from all back the years, are all the same as that. We worry about tomorrow. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens in the morning. You know what I mean? And then we'll think about, like as the fella said to me, a gambler's never broke. He's just out of money. Do you know what I mean? That's our philosophy. But the Shark is funny. I was at the preview on the Friday night, and I said something about some race. I can't even remember what I said anyway. But it was his turn next. The next thing, he got the microphone. He says, Jez, you're talking some rubbish, he says, but you're good at it.
The one thing about the Shark, he's not afraid to say it as it is.
No, I like that, yeah. I don't mind taking the stick. If you can give it, you should be able to take it anyway.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. Now, myself and Johnny have picked up a few nuggets on the Cheltenham Preview Night Circuit. We'll be sharing them with you later in the show. I'm going to preview this weekend's action, and we're going to have our all-important selections for next week's Cheltenham Festival. So stay tuned. So before we kick off with our questions from the crowd, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment and share all things Up in the Ante. So the first question this week comes in from Joe Healy. And Joe wants to know, Johnny, what are our 1, 2, 3s in the championship races at the Cheltenham Festival? So we'll start off, of course, on day 1 with the champion hurdle, which is probably the easiest 1, 2, 3 of the week, I think.
Yeah, it probably is. Well, the 1, 2 looks pretty obvious. The 3 is probably up for grabs depending on what's ridden for third, I think. You know what I mean?
Like so your 1 is Constitution Hill?
1 is Constitution Hill.
2 Statement.
2 Statement. And I'll give the 3 I like to move it.
But I like to move it, yeah.
But there's a good chance Vauban will be ridden for third, maybe that bit more than I like to move it. I'll give I like to move it, but I won't be. I was even thinking it back and I like to move it in a match against Vauban. I've shelved that idea because the way Vauban's been ridden this year from the back, he might be ridden to best effect to pick up third place. So, like, I'm going to leave them. But I'll go for I like to move it to be third, but I won't be surprised if he's not.
There are a lot of shrewd judges really fancy and I like to move it to run really, really well. Ruby Walsh, Lydia Hislop, Tom Siegel, Paul Keeley. They all think I like to move it to finish in the first three, and so does Johnny Dineen.
Yeah, I do actually, to be honest. Yeah.
I think Vauban will be third at worst.
Right.
I think even if Stateman and Constitution Hill go at it down the hill, he could be the one to pick up the pieces and get second behind one of them, most likely Constitution Hill. So,
but I hear that being mentioned a lot about horses picking up the pieces. But you still have to be close enough to pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he'll be close enough to pick up any pieces.
He won't reach.
No, I don't think so.
Pieces.
Like Constitution Hill isn't really going to put the pedal to the metal until they're coming to the last. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if they'll be going hammer and tongs from 4 out. You know what I mean?
Well, they did in the Supreme last year.
They did, but I don't think that's going to be like the same here this year now. You know what I mean? I think he'll bide his time a bit.
Okay, so my 1, 2, 3 is 1 Constitution Hill, 2 Statement, 3 Vauban. Your Constitution Hill Statement, I'd like to move it.
Exactly, yeah.
Champion Chase, I'll go first. 1 Edward Stone, 2 Energumene, and 3 Nuba Johnny?
Yeah, mine is Energumene, Edward Stone, and Nuba actually.
So just a 1, 2 the other way around.
Yeah. Look, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. But I think Nuba is like a horse that could pick up pieces, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because there will be a bit of a burn up, and I can see the ones up there fizzling out, and he could.
Johnny, he has to be close enough now to pick up the pieces.
I know, yeah, but I can see a hammer and tongs from a long way out in that race at the same time. Do you know
I remember the first time I wrote hammer and tongs in print, I spelled tongs THONGS.
Oh right, yeah.
Can confirm there's no H in hammer and tongs.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking there wasn't.
Yeah, got my knickers in a twist there. Okay, and the stairs hurdle on day 3. Okay. This is the interesting one now, because you could come up with any type of formula here. So
yeah, I will go with Home by the Lead to win the race.
You're still, like, he's been the one consistent throughout, I'd say, the last 2 months of Upping The Ante, that you have been firm that this horse is going to win the stairs hurdle.
I'm not saying he'll win, but I think he's the best each way bet of the meeting, Home by the Lead. I do not think 3 horses will beat him anyway.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying if the others some of them have the ability to beat him if things are in their favour, like maybe T Hoopo on bad ground, Blazing Cal if he was right, possibly maybe Marie's Rock, but the 3 of them have to get it right on the day to put him out of the frame. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't get it right, I can see him winning. But I'm going to go for him to win, even though Blazing Cal is somewhat doubtful. I'm going to put him in number 2.
Okay.
And I'm going to put Marie's Rock number 3.
Okay, so it is Home by the Lee, Blazing Cal, and Marie's Rock.
Yeah.
Of course, we have a couple of scares along the way from Charles. Like, there's people, I think, you did a preview with Charles, obviously, and if the real Blazing Cal shows up, he's got a massive chance.
Yeah.
There are doubts about the preparation, aren't there?
They're genuine doubts, I'd say.
Yeah. There's a lot of people think they're not genuine.
Oh, they are genuine doubts, yeah. Genuine doubts, yeah. Like, I was talking to them over the weekend, and it's the one of all the 3 or 4 horses he has that he's most pessimistic about, I would have thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's as you said in the paper, it's a family horse. They're not going to be tricking tenant for this that there's something wrong with him when there isn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, I'd say look, there is, of course, there's genuine doubts. Yeah.
If anybody can get him there, it's Charles, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the stairs hurdle, my 1, 2, 3. Marie's Rock looks like she's going to run here, doesn't it?
It looks that way now. Yeah.
I think she'd be my number 1, Marie's Rock. Number 2 would be Blazing Cal if he did get there, and I still think Ashdale Bob will finish somewhere 3rd, 4th or 5th. I think he'll finish around those areas.
Right.
So I'd be kind of pushing for him maybe in a top 5.
So you reckon I'm going to do my money now here?
With Home by the Lee, yeah. Home by the Lee, I think he could fit it. Yeah, sure, look, he could win the race. Of course he could. And you're a far better judge than I am. But I just worry about him coming down the hill. Will he get outpaced? If he travels like he did last time, he'll be fine. But it just...
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be right.
There we go. And the Gold Cup. 1, 2, 3 in the Gold Cup. I'll go first. Gallop in the Shams. I'm utterly convinced, I know you're not, that Ahoy Senior run a big race. So it'll be Gallop in the Shams, Ahoy Senior, and Brave Man's Game will be my 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, well, it'll just show you how open the Gold Cup is. I won't be picking any of your 3.
In your top 3?
Yeah,
none of those 3?
None of those 3, no. I'm going to Noble Yates. I'm hoping that it turns into a slog.
Noble Yates is now your fancy?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Noble Yates over Statler over Conflated.
God.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's a last man standing.
You'll have to do that TriCast, Johnny, because that could be a retirement fund for you.
Yeah, I suppose so,
your 5th retirement fund that you've earned. So give us that 1, 2, 3.
Noble Yates, Statler, Conflated.
Wow.
Yeah, I could see a funny result in that race. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. complete different opinions on the Gold Cup, Joe. Our second question this week comes in from Andrew Farrell, and the weights for the handicaps were released last week. And Andrew wants a lucky 15 from both of us on the handicaps. Good question.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Right, take it away, Mr. Dineen.
Well, I'll go with Corach Rambler in the Ultima. The more and more I look at that, the more and more I think it'll win, actually. Corach Rambler. It's only gone up £6 from last year, which is very lenient for a horse that lost about 25 lengths at the start of the race.
He's been around twice since, hasn't he?
He ran in the Hennessy in Newbury anyway, yeah.
And Carlisle,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. But geez, to go up £6, that's not a lot in the context of what he did to win. I'm going to go
So
with
the first leg, Corach Rambler,
yeah,
that wins. You're in a nice position now, Andrew.
Yeah,
second leg.
I'll go with Shoot First in the Pertemps.
Oh,
not a great price now, but I'd say he'd be hard to beat.
Oh, did you hear something?
I know.
I'd
say they fancy him more than Blazing Calendar by the sounds of it. Yeah, I think so. But right, anyone could fancy Shoot First.
Let's replay the preview nights. Who was your MC on the night?
Cathal McHugh.
Oh, Cathal, that's involved with the horse.
Of Sky Ace. He was
Sky Ace, great fella, Cathal. So Cathal's MC, right? And he says, right, Charles, for Temps final, you've got Shoot First here. What did Charles say?
Well, Charles gave it as his bet at the meeting anyway, so he must fancy it. You know what I mean? At the end of the night, if you had to nominate one horse you fancy the most, and he said Shoot First. Yeah, exactly. I'd say they give all their horses chances. But
okay, so you've got Corach Rambler, Shoot First, third leg.
I'd go Imagine in the Martin Pipe.
Yeah.
That's a good chance. It's not a great price, 7 or 8 to 1. And the last one for me was in the Plate, that Chase. I'm going to go, but That's All Right, Gino. I think that's a great chance.
Oh, really? You're just keeping the faith.
I am actually, keeping the hit.
What price is he? He's a big price.
He's about 16 or 20 to 1, I think,
yeah. Be a nice lucky 15 for Andrew.
It would, yeah. Don't hold your breath now,
well,
Andrew.
My 4 would be, I'm taking you on in the Ultima with Corach Rambler. I'm going for Happy Go Lucky in the Ultima. Obviously, I'll be putting on in Walking on Air in the Pertemps final, who I think is one of the best handicapped horses in the meeting, off 138. So Happy Go Lucky, Walking on Air, my beloved Martin Pipe horse, Might I, and my final selection would be Beacon Edge in the Coral Cup. I think he's going in there well handicapped. Ran a cracker in the Stayers Hurdle a couple of years ago, and I think it's the plan. And he showed much improved form at Navan last time. So Happy Go Lucky, Walking on Air, Might I, and Beacon Edge. And Johnny, recap yours again.
Oh, Corach Rambler, Shoot First, Imagine, That's All Right, Gino.
That's All Right, Gino. There you go. There's our Cheltenham Festival handicaps. Lucky 15, Andrew. Our third question this week comes in from Paul Farndon, and he says, the Prestbury Cup, Johnny, is going to be a lot closer than most people think. Do you agree, and what do you think the score will be? So is this the year that Britain strike back? Tony Mullins think they will. What does Johnny Dineen think?
A million.
A million?
A million, absolute million.
So they're 25 to 1 roughly to win the Prestbury Cup. Do you think that's good value?
Oh, horrific. Horrific. The worst bet of the century. 25 to 1.
Oh, you're not even going decades, you're going centuries.
I wouldn't back it at any price.
Would you not, Johnny? No.
Because when this question was posed to me, I had to go down and look through every race.
Yeah.
So I was given even the benefit of the doubt in some of the races now.
Right.
And even at that, I was struggling to even get them to 9.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd say 28, 21-7, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll give him no chance in the wider order. I wouldn't back it at any price you like. 25 to 1 is a shocking price.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll be going better than that if anybody wants to give me a shout.
Right.
Oh, there's no chance. Absolutely none.
So what price would you lay me, the home team, to have 10 or more winners?
10 or more winners. What is the bet now? I don't even know the bet.
No, you're the bookie here. Come on, you don't have to be relying on Paddy Power and Bet365 and Labrooks and Boylesports and all these for prices.
It's at least evens anyway, is it?
Yeah, well, what are you going to give me?
I'll give you 2 to 1, so go on.
I'll take it, right?
Okay.
We'll discuss terms and conditions after the show.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So you think they might only get 7?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see where all these winners are going to come from.
Well, I'm just saying, on day 1 they have constitutional.
Well, they'll get none the last day.
None the last day?
Yes, none.
Okay, none.
Zero.
Zero.
It'll be
zilch.
I fancy 7-0.
7-0 the last day.
Yeah.
Like Sunday in Anfield.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was looking down at a push 1 max the last day. Maybe none.
Really?
Yeah. The most they'll get any day is 3.
Okay.
I was putting them down 3-2-2-0.
Right. Okay.
That was only 7.
So 21-7
well,
is your prediction.
I'd say 28 or 21-7. Yeah,
okay. I'm going to go for 17-11. That's
right.
fine. 17-11. I know what you're saying, but after day 1, they could be in quite a good position. They obviously have John Bond, Constitution Hill. They have a good chance in the Mayor's Hurdle as well, with a couple of runners in the Mayor's Hurdle. The Boodles, they'll have half the field in the Boodles, so they have a chance in that.
But have they a chance in the Boodles? Like, I think they've no chance in the bulls. I mean, if they haven't the horse...
Well, they have the horse that you brilliantly pronounce. It was your eye-catcher of the week.
Punta Leste.
Punta del Este.
But, like, if they can't get a horse under 25 to 1 or 50 to 1 even in the Triumph, how can they win the Boodles? That's my reading of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And there's this Ben Pauling horse that people are going mad about. Bad, is it?
That's never even run in Ireland,
No.
in England, is it?
Yeah.
Look, that's going to be some mask to win there.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, Bad, I wouldn't be fencing. I know nothing about Bad, but I won't be back in that
Well,
anyway.
you knew nothing about Gaelic Warrior and you were backing him last year.
Yeah, I know, but it was like going on, but it's still going on reputation. But like, it's a big difference back in one of Willie Mullins at 6 to 4 and back in Ben Pauling in a race like this. I'll take my chances.
Okay, so 21-7.
I'll go 28 just to give them that they might fluke one in between, but they won't get 9, I don't think, anyway.
Okay, 28 for Johnny Dineen and 17-11 for me. There you go. That's our thoughts on the Presbury Cup. And we have a bonus question this week. Our fourth and final question for the week comes in from Ryan Butler. And Ryan says, across all the preview nights we've done, Johnny, which is quite a few.
Right.
You'd have to get the calculator out, I'd say. What is the one horse we have taken out of the preview nights? One horse that coming away from the preview nights. When is your last one? Not till next Monday.
Sunday, yeah.
So you'll be on. You could be on the 3 figures come then, will you? So at the end of all the preview nights, well, until now, what is the one horse you're taking out of them and saying that'll win?
Well, look, the one horse that you're getting a strong vibe for. Now, I fancied it myself a good thing, but every night you go and you listen to fellas, it's getting reaffirmed, if anything. That's Mighty Potter. Like, there's very few fellas don't fancy
Tom
that.
Siegel, price-wise in the Racing Post, doesn't fancy Mighty Potter.
Does he not? No.
No.
Yeah, well, I'll be with Mighty Potter anyway, big time.
Okay.
I think Mighty Potter is the one horse that would definitely win in Cheltenham.
Okay, interesting. Any others that you picked up along the way?
Well, I suppose Imagine is a horse that I picked up off the previews, but the price is after contracting a bit now, you know what I mean? So it's probably about the right price now. It was double the odds that time. It was 14, 16. Now
and talked up by you in last week's show as well.
Yeah, but I heard it at the previews at that stage.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I
I'm
mean?
giving you a bit of credit.
Yeah, I'm not taking any credit for
Okay.
it now. But I would have only given it a chance myself. But I'd say it's better than its rating now. That's all.
Well, the one horse, this is an easy question for me to answer because of all the previews I've done. The one horse every time, Impair A Pass.
Yeah.
That is the one from the Mullins team, from the judges like yourself, from anybody you talk about that you think a lot of them, like even Lydia Hislop the other night, Tony Mullins, Ruby, David Casey, all the right people fancy Impair Pass, which makes me sick because I obviously tipped Hermes Allen on this show for the Ballymore. But are you getting the same vibes I'm getting about Impair Pass?
Yeah, look, listening to people at these things, you'd be loath to like listen to this. Like Gaelic Warrior won't win that race the way fellas are talking anyway. You know what I mean?
It's like Impair Pass is in a completely different league to Gaelic
like
Warrior,
Gaelic
and they
Warrior.
were almost the same price.
Yeah.
A fortnight ago.
It's like Gaelic Warrior didn't even run it, isn't it? Like,
No,
you know
it
what I
is,
mean?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't like to
incredible.
have too much on him anyway.
No.
Like Impair Pass will definitely be favoured, clear
Could be
favourite.
very short.
Well, he won't be very short because it's a deep race.
It is a deep race,
Yeah.
but like what price do you think he'll SP
Oh,
at?
he'll be bigger than 2 to 1 at the same
Oh, do
time.
you?
Oh, yeah,
I thought he'd
definitely.
be around 7 to 4,
And
15
it'll be, no, I think he'll be 2
He's
to 1.
5 to 2 now.
Yeah, he's still only like he's bigger than 3 to 1 the exchanges at the same
Okay.
time. Like once it's confirmed that your man rides him, he'll contract a bit more. He'll be 2 to 1. He will.
Okay, yeah.
Like he still has to prove it at the same time.
But if there is, and this is obviously a big claim, but just going back preview nights in previous years, the same sort of stuff was being spoken about Vautour, Duvan before their kind of supreme, Faheen before his Ballymore. It's the same kind of talk, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
This horse could be anything kind of
You'd
thing.
be very respectful of it now, definitely. Yeah, definitely. You would. You wouldn't be laying him anyway. That's for sure.
No, unfortunately, Impair Pass is the one horse that all the Trudies fancy. It's Performance of the Week time here on Up in the Ante, where Johnny Dineen counts down his top 3 performances of the last 7 days. Some weeks, Johnny, like the Dublin Racing Festival, you could have had a top 20.
Yeah.
This week, top 3 was a struggle, I'd say.
Well, it was.
Did you get to see anything anyway?
I missed the Raker races in Dubai. Yeah, I was watching some of them on my phone, but the wrong time. I didn't know what century I had over there. You know
But
what
of
I mean?
course, being the ultimate pro that you are, you watched back all the replays so you get your top 3.
Well, I did see a few races live, and I was home for Sunday for Leopardstown. So 2 of them are from Leopardstown.
Okay. What's your number 3?
Number 3 is Parmenion.
Yes. Who you said you were laying in the paper.
No, I was back in Prison Soldier against
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's as slow as a man into Prison Soldier. Did you see it trying to run? Oh my God, I don't know, it went about 12 miles, isn't it, the way it ran? Now, Parmenion had nothing to beat, but you just got the first sign that he's heading in the direction of
He's a
what.
stayer, isn't he?
Well, it's 2.5 miles suits him, and definitely good ground suits
Yeah.
him. And like he gave the first indicator that he's as good a horse maybe as they were saying all along, and that's why he was favoured in Leopardstown at Christmas. Like on his previous two runs, you'd say he was just a middle of the road horse. But looking at him there, you'd say I know he running against nothing, but you'd say that he's on his way to maybe winning the race, maybe at Fairy House of Punchestown, something like that.
Think he'll run at Cheltenham?
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. No.
Number 2?
Number 2 is it was a mare belonged to Paul Nichols. It won the bumper in Newbury.
Holy God.
See You in My Dreams. Now they afforded it a solo at the same time. Like what should Dimfles be thinking of?
235 grand?
Yeah, 235. Like it's won a point by 15. It's won a bumper by 12. It won in the bridle. It had the race in the bag from the minute the race was over after about.
Effortless.
Yeah, it was. It absolutely hosed in. Now I don't know what the opposition were like, but it looks a fair animal at the same time, and you'd say it's some sort of a contender for entry maybe or something like that. If maybe they'll rough it off or whatever. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but look, she's won a point in a canter, won a bumper in a canter, so she's on her way up anyway, heading in the right direction.
Excellent. That is number 2, and I'd say your number 1 potentially could be in the green and white silks of Noel and Valerie Moore.
It is actually, yeah, it is. How did you know that?
Well, sure, it was a brilliant performance.
Which one? The yellow clay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's the one I'm going for actually.
Yeah.
I was wondering had the second winner when you said.
Why? Because you don't think I can pick your performance of the week?
No.
The yellow clay, bred by themselves.
Yeah, is that right? Yeah.
Hell of a performance.
4-year-old by Yates. It didn't look a bad race beforehand. Like you had Paul Nolan and you had Weld, and it was a reasonable enough looking contest to me, and it settled his issue pretty well and won like a good horse. Yeah. No, it didn't win by a huge distance, but it did win in a walk at the same time. Like it's definitely the best 4-year-old I've seen this year. Like, you know that Kevin McManus race in Limerick?
Limerick, yeah.
Yeah, I presume he'll go down there, and if he does, he'll win it too.
Okay, interesting.
But no, it looked a horse of big potential. He's by Yates too, so he'll stay better than a lot further than 2 miles. He's a good horse, I'd say, yeah.
There you go. The yellow clay is Johnny Dineen's performance of the week. So the yellow clay was Johnny Dineen's performance of the week, but what was his eye-catcher of the week?
The eye-catcher for me was a horse called High Treason. It ran in...
Treason,
yeah.
High treason.
Treason, yeah. It ran in a bumper in Fastlass on Sunday.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a good race though. It was
right.
a good race for Fastlass, and the right stables were in it, and there was money for 3 or 4 horses in it too. Like Henderson won it south of the border.
Yes.
A horse they bought out of point to point. Won well too, good horse I'd say.
Yeah.
Rebecca Curtis, there was money for that. There was money for Emma Lavelle, owned by that guy Mustard in black colours. They have nice horses too. And there was money for John Joe Neal. He was only 10 to 1, but there was good money for High Treason as well. And didn't know what he was doing early on in the race, but finished really, really strongly. He's a 4-year-old by KF Tara. Like, he's guaranteed to win races, guaranteed. It's very nice. Like, if I had to pick, if you gave me my choice of the whole lot of them, I'd have taken him going home anyway, yeah? Even in front of the winner, even, who's a good horse in his own right.
Will you back High Treason next time?
I'd almost certainly, yeah. It's assuming that he's not in a 25-runner bumper somewhere, like, you know what I mean? But if there was just a middle-of-the-road bumper, he'd hose it in one of them anyway now, you know?
So, give us the trainer.
High Treason, Nigel Twiston-Davies.
Nigel Twiston-Davies.
He's the same colours as Corbier, the horse won the Grand National years ago, yeah.
Very good. High Treason is Johnny Dineen's eye-catcher of the week. It's what's happening this week time on Upping The Ante, and it is very much, Johnny, the calm before the storm. Okay, so we're going to preview 3 races at Sandown. It's Imperial Cup Day. Kick it off at 1:50 with the EBF Novices Hurdle Final. And there is a horse in here that people now associate you with. And even if you don't fancy it, they just want you to pronounce it. Okay. So the Nigel Twiston-Davies trained runner in this race is?
Cuthbert Dibble.
I think it's the Dibble that people like. It's just the Dibble. Cuthbert Dibble.
Yeah.
Are you keeping the faith?
No, I'm not in a race like this.
No.
This is wide open anyway. But like, I think 1-2-5 is finding him now at the same time. I looked down through them anyway. There was one horse caught my eye here in this race. A pal of mine tipped it to me that he said he fancied it there in a race lately in Sandown. A horse called Amron Sage.
Oh, Nicky Henderson.
Nicky Henderson, yeah. And I thought it was no good. And I said to him, I wouldn't back that. And so I said, look, anyway, I was watching it anyway. I was hoping that it didn't put him off a winner. But I finished up laying it in it because it got all sweating. It's sweaty and everything at the start.
Oh, I thought you did. No, the horse did.
No, the horse did,
oh,
yeah.
Right, sorry, yeah.
The horse was sweating, like, wasn't, and it was a cold day, sweating. Went down to post fast, had a hood in it, right? all that kind of stuff. Pecked or stumbled early on in the race and ran free. There's the wind in the race, knocked down hurdles. They couldn't have done more wrong anyway, right? And was still there with a chance, like coming away from the second last. I thought I ran blind in race now off 1:15, and I think it's fired in. Whether it gets in, it's just about creep in here, I'd say. And if it does, I'm going to face it anyway. I think it's worth the chance. It's good. It's a big price.
25 to 1, I think.
It's a huge price of that anyway, absolutely.
Give us the name again.
Amron Sage. Better, the ground will suit it even better, because the ground went against it even on the day. Amron Sage is belonged to Nicky Henderson. I'd say the Bonneville rider.
Amron Sage, okay. To beat Nicky Henderson trained.
What's in the race?
No, I just want you to pronounce it.
Cuthbert. No, that's Twiston Davis trained.
Twiston Davis trained.
Oh, Cuthbert Dibble, yeah.
Cuthbert Dibble, sorry. Slipping
but it is an open race, but I think your man is well in off 1:15, very well in.
Okay, Amron Sage for Johnny. What about Hugo's new horse? He's won a couple in a row, obviously. I thought he did remarkably well to win at Market Raisin. I thought the whole home straight he wasn't getting there. Now he's got up £5 for that, and he was ridden by a claimer. But I'd say this has been the plan all season.
But I'd say it's the plan for a lot of horses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course it is. You know, it's the plan for about a half, maybe 12 of them even. You know what I mean? So only one can win.
Okay.
Like I just think them horses up around the 130s, they'll struggle in races like this.
To give way to unexposed.
Yes, yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Like, can Hugo's new horse just say? Well, the other one is 132. The horse of Nichols that was beaten in Warwick. What's he called again? He was second to Eyecatcher.
Oh yeah, I know the horse. Yeah, it'll come to me. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's Hugo's new horse? He must be around
130.
Yeah.
Went up from 125 for winning.
Yeah, like can he be a 150 horse? No chance. But can a horse?
He's improving though.
115 be a 130 horse?
Yeah, I know.
Very likely. You know what I mean? So look, I'd go with Amron Sage anyway.
Amron Sage for you. 10 to the vote. Not very strong for Hugo's new horse for me. The Imperial Cup, a race I like. It's obviously on this card when all we can think about is Cheltenham. A few horses entered that could run at Cheltenham, a few in the Coral Cup and the County Hurdle. I like Monville here. I thought he ran a cracker in the Betfair Hurdle. Like, he was the only one that really kind of made ground from off the pace, and nothing went right during the race. I think Sandown will really suit him. I'm hoping he runs here. He's entered in the County Hurdle, but I'm hoping he runs here. I think he's a well-handicapped horse. He got dropped £1 from 130 down to 129 for his run in the Betfair Hurdle. I think anybody that watched that race would say afterwards that he's better than the bare form of that. So Monville for me, hopefully. A nice fill-up for Philip Hobbs going into the Cheltenham Festival. For you, Johnny?
Yeah, look, I thought this wasn't a great race, as good as other years anyway, this race. And the horse, it's a very tentative vote for this one. It's Punctuation. I think it's run fourth to Hacker the Places. That was probably a better race than this. And like Picard was third in it, and Might Eye. They're reasonable horses in the context of a race like this. I think it's capable of running really well anyway off 129, and may not win, but I think it'll be on the premises anyway.
Okay, excellent. That is Punctuation. And finally, our final race we're going to preview this week is the Listed Mares Bumper, which is always a very informative fair. Of course, won last year by hopefully this year's Mares Novice Hurdle winner, Cheltenham Festival, Lucia. I like Larchmont Lass to reverse the form with the Harry Fry mare. Like, nearly got carried out at Wincanton, was quite keen in the early stage. I thought Larchmont Lass ran an absolute belter at Wincanton. I think she can reverse that form with the Harry Fry representative. So Larchmont Lass for me, for you?
Yeah, look, it's a horrible race, doesn't it? Like, Mares, it's a really difficult race with so little form to go on. Horse that I thought was impressive was Casa Nomento.
Nigel Twiston Davis.
Yeah, but it won in Hereford on Hereford's stinking form, not to say. No, it did win easy, and it won a point before this, so it obviously has ability. Look, if you force me, that's the one I'd pick, but it would be like a less than tentative selection, to be honest.
Can it be a 2 out of 10?
Oh, it would be a 0.5 out of 10 even now, really.
That is Casa Nomento for Johnny Dineen in the Listed Mares Bumper, and Larchmont Lass for me. And that is what's happening this week at Sandown. So folks, this is it. This is the moment you have all been waiting for. You're a pinned tweet on the Racing Post Twitter page, Johnny Dineen, going like this, 5. So we're hoping next week you're going to go 6. Johnny Dineen is going for 6 in a row in DJ versus Johnny. It's now why people are watching the show most, Johnny.
Is that right? Yeah,
your weekly charity bet. You have moved on to 1,035 quid.
Okay.
So you're 35 quid in profit for the 20 weeks. I got a non-runner last week. It's great. Got me 50 quid back. So I'm up to 700.
Yeah, okay.
Every little helps, Johnny. So
absolutely,
it's 1,035 versus 700. So you're 335 quid on front.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't want to keep them waiting any longer, Johnny. They've waited long enough. I know you've been studying hard all week for this moment, okay? You were hemming and hawing even before the show. Oh, will I go for that? Will I go for that? He didn't know what to do. So he has been agonising over this, and he's finally come down on the side of...
Well, I was hoping to go for one in Thurles on Thursday, but I couldn't find anything. So I'm after nipping over to Carlisle.
You're going to Carlisle?
Yeah,
Carlisle?
4 o'clock in Carlisle on Thursday.
Okay.
Horse called Dare to Shout, belonged
Okay.
to Anne Hamilton, and Danny McMenamin is riding it. It won a race there in Kelso lately. Now it has a penalty. It has one horse to worry about. Miss Lamb, belonged to Jade O'Keefe and Brian Hughes, has given it a stone. That would at least that'll make it some sort of a backable prize at the same time. But I think it's a fair horse now, Dare to Shout, and made mincemeat of Rich Hill there in Kelso. That's not maybe not the world's worst horse itself.
Yeah.
So look, Miss Lamb might have had hopefully mightn't be the easiest to train, and this horse is on the up. Good stable up the north of England, or the Scottish crowd. These people like Pay the Piper.
Yeah.
Good type of horse. Like they own that horse that beat Boot Hill in Doncaster as well. What's
That's
that horse?
right. Yeah.
What's he called again?
Good hurdle. You're asking me these questions, Johnny. I've that many things in my head.
He was second to Banbridge.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It doesn't matter anyway. You know the horse anyway. He's a good horse anyway.
Yeah.
But no, they have a nice type of horse for a small stable, and this is an improving horse. Won well in Kelso, and he's given Miss Lamb a stone, but I think he'd be up to it.
Okay. The name of it is Dare to Shout.
Dare to Shout, yeah.
And the time of the race?
4 o'clock on Thursday in Carlisle.
Roughly what price are we
You'd
talking
be hoping
about?
to be in around it won't be any worse than evens with Miss Lamb in the race anyway. It'll be tight between the two of them in the betting, I'd have thought.
6 in a row. It would be a hell of achievement, Johnny.
Well, like it's like I'm trying to keep the run going as well, so I'm not going for
No, you're not going for 6s.
Like it's like the rugby, you know, when they get a penalty, I'm going for the post.
Yeah, you're not going for touch. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go.
You have to throw.
Yeah.
You're kicking.
I go for the corner, Johnny, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sending everybody in, okay? So I have 335 quid to make up, and I am going to the toughest race of the week. 8-1 shot with Bet365. Monville is my selection this week in DJ versus Johnny. As I said, I think he's well handicapped off mark of 129. Nothing went right in the Betfair hurdle. Think Sandown will suit. And if he just sits a little bit closer to the pace, Monville, I think he's got a big chance of winning the Imperial Cup. And he's 8-1, Johnny, which means if he wins, I get 450 quid back, which would actually put me unbelievably in front of you if Dare to Shout doesn't win. So there you go.
That's it, yeah.
There is still hope.
Oh, there's of course.
There's still hope. And we have two episodes left before Cheltenham.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So you're not out of it yet now. You're not out of it yet.
No. I don't think you mean that. You're saying these words, but I can see the expression on your face, which means you have no chance.
No, you're not out of it, but I quietly fancy myself.
Can I back you? No.
No.
There you go. That is this week's DJ versus Johnny. It's time for the picks here on Upping The Ante, where myself and Johnny Dineen pick out our latest selection for the 2023 Cheltenham Festival, which starts next week. So it's pick number 18, Johnny. Of the 17 so far, have we got a winner yet?
Have we got a winner?
Do you think we have a winner in the 17?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I mean, it all can change very easily. Like, you know what I mean? You never know, I suppose. But like, I wouldn't be confident now with my list anyway. Wouldn't be confident.
So what are you adding to add a bit of confidence to this list?
Well, this week I'm going to go with Corach Rambler for the Ultima. Look, I think I was just looking down through the races, and I couldn't see that many unexposed horses that I'd be worried about. Plus, I couldn't get over that he was only raised £6 for winning the race last year, and like he's going for the national. He has to be at least 95% fit anyway, and like if he had a good start last year, he'd have won by half the track in that race. He had no chance early on.
That's real preview night talk now, Johnny. It's rubbing off on you.
Yeah, no,
this stuff winning by half the track.
No, but
the ambulance would have been second.
Yeah, no, honestly, he was. I actually had something on it last year and backed a couple of hours in that race. But from the second fence, he couldn't possibly win the position he was in. So I don't know how he even did win it, but like it was a fair effort. He's going to win up £6. That's his good horse, Corach Rambler, now, to be honest. They've more or less kept his rating for the national, but they can kill two birds with the one stone. I fancy him the national too, to be honest.
Do you?
I do.
You think
yeah.
he could do the double?
Yeah, I think he's a chance. Yeah, I think he's a chance. And if he doesn't get too far back here, I can see him winning this again.
Okay, 10-1 with Bet365. Corach Rambler is Johnny Dineen's latest selection for next week's Cheltenham Festival. Now, Johnny, I'm afraid of the reaction this is going to get. I have to say,
right.
I'm petrified.
Okay.
Because I was there yesterday, and we're obviously we have to pick a tip. And I was going through it, and I was going to go for Beacon Edge in the Coral Cup, who I think has got a big chance. And then I said to myself, for the last 6 weeks in a row, I have wanted to tip Might I for the Martin Pipe, okay? And the reason I haven't is because of the backlash that I was going to get. So I said, right, I'm old enough, I'm man enough now, right, to take the flack, okay? I studied the race last night and I said to myself, Johnny, all them horses, right, just say in the Martin Pipe, you fancy Imagine at the moment, do you?
Kind of, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Imagine, right? How do you think Imagine would have fared in a Grade 1 at Aintree last year, like, if that race was this year, like?
Yeah.
Finishing second in a Grade 1 at Aintree, I think, is outstanding form. Outstanding form, I think, to Three Stripe Life, with some good horses behind him that day, okay? He's had the perfect preparation, might I, this year, by running on the new course. And the key thing that I keep saying over and over again is, all of the jockeys in this race, well, 90% of them will be riding the horses they're riding for the first time, because it's for conditional riders, so the pros will be riding the most time. But Lorcan Murtha knows Might I inside out. He rode him the last day at Cheltenham. I think he's definitely the best horse in the race. He's been trained for the race. He gets in off the ceiling rating of 145. And you know when you get attached to a horse, you kind of start doubting yourself then the sooner the race is coming. But I went into the race again and I just went through all the form lines and I said, this horse has to be well handicapped. He's on course for the race. He's 14-1 with Bet365. I tipped him at the start of the year for the Stayers Hurdle. I'm keeping the faith with Might I. I can only apologise, okay? I'm very sorry. But this is not heart ruling head. This is head and heart saying the same thing. I think Might I will win the Martin Pipe. And I think 14-1 with Bet365 is a cracking price because I think he'll go off favourite.
All right.
Right, Johnny, go on. Tell me the truth. What do you think?
Well, he won't go off favourite anyway, that's for certain.
What will go off favourite?
I don't know, but it won't be Might I.
Okay.
I couldn't honestly say what will be favourite. Possibly Imagine even now could be favourite.
Okay.
Is he going to have top weight, Might I?
Well, he's rated 145,
and
so
that top weight,
it's a 0 to 145.
Okay, yeah. Well,
so if he's rated 145 and it's a 0 to 145, he generally...
But sometimes they get in, Yokes can run 146 and 147, then there's handicaps.
Not at Cheltenham, they can't.
Can they not? No.
I
know there was races there where there was horses running off of...
Oh yeah, they can do that, but not at Cheltenham.
Is that right? Yeah.
When horses are, when race starting filled up.
But if a horse... You get a penalty for winning in Sandown to go to Cheltenham?
Yeah.
So what happened if a horse was 142?
Oh, that's a hard question.
And he got a £5 penalty, would he be allowed to run?
I don't know the
off 147? I think he would.
Would he?
I think he would, but I wouldn't be certain of that now, you know what I
mean?
Okay. Look, maybe he'll win, David. I won't be on him anyway, Might I, to be honest.
Right, Johnny, that's fine. Might I is my latest selection for the 2023 Cheltenham Festival in the Martin Pipe for Harry Fry at 14-1. So, folks, have you joined the Racing Post Members Club? If they're listening to me for the last 18 weeks, Johnny, surely they've joined by now. But if you haven't, shame on you. And it's time to join the Racing Post Members Club now, because you can read the digital newspaper the night before the Cheltenham Festival. You don't even have to get out of bed. You can just look at your phone the night before and you've got the Racing Post at your fingertips. You can read all the exclusive tips from Tom Siegel, Paul Keeley, Johnny Dineen even has a column in the Racing Post every day of the Cheltenham Festival. You have got to join the Racing Post Members Club. 50% off the first 3 months. It's a cracking offer. Just do it. Become a Racing Post member. So, Upping The Ante viewers, I've got a question for you. If you were to pick 2 judges that you would like sitting side by side, talking about all things Cheltenham, given their selections, their naps, their bankers, their blowouts, who would they be? One would, of course, be Johnny Dineen. Wouldn't they, Johnny? You'd be the number 1 pick, wouldn't you? You've done about 3,764 Cheltenham previews, so you are the number 1 pick, okay? But the other pick would be Gary O'Brien. Yes, Gary O'Brien from Racing TV. He's going to be in this studio this week previewing the Cheltenham Festival for the Upping The Ante Cheltenham Festival special preview. Myself, Johnny Dineen, Gary O'Brien, out Thursday. Don't miss it. So, Johnny, another one bites the dust.
That's it, yeah.
18 episodes down.
Yeah.
You're getting through your previews. Are you halfway through your previews? Are you 3/4 way there?
About half, I'd say. About half. Still have a good few of them to do yet.
So tonight we're
in back down Cork.
Then you're up to Dublin
tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. Then you've got myself and Gary on Thursday.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have
a few at the weekend.
I have a Zoomer on the Thursday night.
That's a grand. The Zooms are grand.
Yeah, that's not too bad. 3 things to do Friday. A Zoomer and some other thing in the morning in Dublin, and down another one at home, preview at home. Saturday's about the only day I have to myself, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you know what you'll probably do? Bag horses.
No, I have a young fella's match at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, desperate stuff.
8 o'clock in the morning?
Well, I have to be up at 8 to bring him because it's an away one, you know what I mean? So
right.
That's it. But I was laughing there when you said to me, saying about the I was reading the racing post online the other night, and it was new to me now. I was pressing buttons, didn't know what was going on, but I was in the hotel in Dubai, shamed myself over there anyway. Couldn't get up the lift. Didn't know how to press the buttons right. Went into the
You didn't know how to press a button on the left?
No, but you had to press the card or something to get the. I couldn't go and get it going, so I'd call for that. Next thing was up.
What do you mean you called them? Who'd you call?
Call someone in the reception. Yeah. So the next thing, I couldn't turn off the shower. Had to call it for that, and then I couldn't
turn it off.
Yeah. I was turning knobs, and and the last thing I do, I couldn't turn on the lights. You know, the way you stick in the car and go in? Yeah, I didn't see that thing. They were looking at me, the man was looking at me and said, Paddy, stop. I chased, he said, stop.
Where did we get you from?
Exactly, yeah. So, I could manage the Upping the Ante, the racing post app at the same time.
Well, Johnny, that's as good of advertising
I think
for the racing post digital newspapers we can get.
You can't turn on the
You
lights.
can't turn on lights, you can't turn off the shower, and you can't get into the lift, but you can read the racing post digital newspaper.
Yeah.
That's the best sales pitch we've ever got. So you have the kids match on Saturday.
Saturday and Sunday.
You're flying out Sunday.
Sunday morning, and we have a thing down in Cheltenham at 2:30, and then have a youth Oxford one at 6 o'clock. So that'll be me finished then, though, which isn't too bad.
Yeah. You mightn't even, you'll be that tired, Johnny, you mightn't even see a race at Cheltenham.
Snoozing on Monday, I'd say, all right. Yeah.
So there you go, just to keep you posted, we have 3 Upping the Antes left. We'll be with you on Thursday for a special Upping the Ante Cheltenham Festival preview with Johnny Dineen, Gary O'Brien and David Jennings. We'll be with you on Sunday as well, where we'll be previewing all the action on day 1 of the Cheltenham Festival. Our last show before the Cheltenham Festival, where we'll be making our final selections. And of course, we will have our traditional review show the Tuesday after the Cheltenham Festival. I think it's March 21st. So the Tuesday after the Cheltenham Festival, we'll be back to review and dissect everything that went wrong, most likely, and unlikely everything that went right. That's it, Johnny.
Great.
That's it. Another one bites the dust. You can knock off that off your list.
Yeah.
Episode 18 of Upping the Ante is done and dusted in association with Bet365. I've been David Jennings. He's been Johnny Dineen. Thanks for watching.
It's the best recommendation I've ever had.
I use it every day without fail.
It's my go-to for any race day.
Mate, it's so good.
It's like Frankel, but quicker.
Puts me one step ahead of this lot.
I nearly hit my head. Right, which camera you want me to look in?
Gills, what do you think of the new app?
Well, I'm on it now, aren't I? I need it for my job.